that it is a mitzvah for a person, although specifically, actually, this is actually pretty gendered. It is a mitzvah for a man to make his children and the members of his house happy on the festivals. And then through what should one make happy? With wine, obviously, as it is written, and wine will make the heart of man happy. And Rabbi Yehuda said, now he actually goes into a specific gendering, which is women with what is nice for them or fitting for them, and children with what is fitting for them. So wine is a happy maker, and here it's specifically on the holidays. So it's saying what we saw previously with the Babylonian piece, which is this is the only thing that makes people happy. And here with this specific text in the Tosefta, the parallel text is that it seems to be it's for men, maybe also for women, not clear.
Yeah,
right?
it's
gendered.
There are two rabbinic opinions here, right? The overall, they're both gendered. Whether who wine is supposed to make happy, it's only Rabbi Yehuda is the one who kind of limits it, it seems.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yes. So Rabbi Yehuda is the one who qualifies. Well, like, what about women and children? Do they like wine as much?
Correct. It's the first, the anonymous opinion says, well, you make them happy with wine.
Everybody
Everybody gets the wine.
Get wine. You get wine.
What's interesting about this particular piece in Tosefta Pesachim is that it's smack dab in the middle of Tosefta Pesachim 10, which is one of the earliest rabbinic telling overs of the Seder. Right, so you actually literally right before it is the actual bracha on wine. And this is like mazgu lo kos rishon, right? They mix in the first cup, so you're actually in the midst of the seder, and then right after you
also. Well, so I like where you're going. Speaking of the literary context, so we have the previous Tosefta, which is that you start off with wine, but here it's actually adding on. Of saying that it's actually part of the mitzvah of the holiday, of the festival, is to have wine. It's almost like a distinctive and separate mitzvah on holidays to enjoy with wine.
Yeah, and it's you see that literary scene because the Tosefta Vav, it's about Pesach, and is about Pesach. The entire chapter is about Pesach, but if you go back to the Tosefta passage, mitzvah al adam l'svach beno beto beregel. Right, it's on the festivals, which is not necessarily exclusive to Passover. So what you had here, you probably have, if I can conjecture, making a guess for a moment, is an earlier Tosefta that probably told the full story of the Seder, and potentially a little bit of a later editor saying, well, this is important too. Let me stick it in here.
Well, right. It could have been somewhere else, just sort of floating around. And then, hey, since we're talking about wine on a festival, let's just slap it in here.
Correct, and then emphasize the importance and the mitzvah of wine.
Right, which also, if you're reading literarily, you read the previous Tosefta, and then you read the following one, and this one seems out of place. Right, it's not part of the order of things, and so it almost seems like it was inserted sort of after the fact because it's not part of the order of the evening.